Low-cost carriers have changed the game of aviation and travel, challenging legacy carriers by offering lower fares with the condition of less amenities. While some countries have 2 or 3 low-cost carriers competing in their markets, one country in particular, South Korea, has one of the most competitive low-cost airline markets, with 6 low-cost carriers currently in operations today. South Korea's low-cost airlines account for nearly 60% of the domestic air travel market and 1/3 of the passenger traffic for international travel operated by Korean air carriers. The surge of South Korean low-cost carriers have spurred the growth of not just travel in South Korea, but has also contributed to the growth of the tourism markets where South Koreans love to travel, such as the Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, and Guam. As the 6 low-cost carriers of South Korea continue to challenge Asiana and Korean Air in their place, the South Korean regulators have recently approved the business licenses for 3 new airlines that are set and looking to take to the skies in the next few years, in what has been described as a saturated low-cost airline market. In this video, I'll highlight the 3 new airlines that have been granted their business licenses and the value proposition that each of the airlines offers to Korean and international travelers. Now, before getting into the details of the 3 new airlines, I want to point out that South Korea has imposed some new restrictions on low-cost carriers looking to operate in the country. And this is something to keep in mind with the new airlines that have been proposed to start. Looking to curb the issue of new airlines not being economically viable and to ensure safety of passengers, any new airline that is seeking a business license in South Korea would need at least a $30 million investment and a minimum of 5 aircraft in its fleet to start off. The 3 new airlines will still need to get their airline operator certificate and will have to start their operations within the next 2 years, which poses the new challenge of being organized enough to open up operations and launch their flights within the time frame. The first company to be featured in this video will be Aero, which was founded as a company in 2017 with the intention of launching flights from its hub in the central South Korean city of Seongju, located around 120 kilometers south of Seoul. Looking to be a true low-cost carrier for South Korea, its founding team has billed the airline as a future Southwest or AirAsia for the country, with planned flights to China, Vietnam, Taiwan, and Japan using Airbus A320 aircraft. Its initial application was denied, but with its new approval, it is setting its sights to launch its first flights before the end of 2019 or early 2020. The next airline is Fly Gangwon, which was initially founded as Fly Yangyang in 2017, and like Aero, it has seen its application for operations denied, though Fly Gangwon has been denied twice. The proposed hub and headquarters for this new airline will be in the city of Yangyang in the northeast province of Gangwon of South Korea. Located around 150 kilometers northeast of Seoul, Yangyang and Gangwon province gained notoriety in 2018 when the city of Pyeongchang, located nearby, welcomed the world when it hosted the Winter Olympics that year. With that said, Fly Gangwon is looking to operate a fleet of Boeing 737-800 aircraft to 25 destinations, including cities in China, Japan, and the Philippines. While Aero and Fly Gangwon are looking to operate regional flights, the next airline is looking to tap into the low-cost, long-haul travel market to and from Seoul. With its proposed hub at Incheon Airport, Air Premia is looking to operate long-haul, low-cost flights using a hybrid model featuring aircraft with premium economy seats. Founded by former Jeju Air CEO Kim Jong-chul, Air Premia will feature Boeing 787 Dreamliners and will offer fares of 80% of economy class seats on competing fares, while premium economy fares will be around 140% of competing airline options. Reported destinations include Los Angeles, San Jose in California, as well as Honolulu, Vancouver, Munich, and Cairns, Australia. This will put it in direct competition with Korean Air and Asiana on long-haul routes out of Seoul's Incheon Airport, as well as Korean Air's own low-cost carrier Jin Air, which operates flights to and from Honolulu. Should these 3 airlines begin operations, South Korea's skies will see a total of 9 low-cost carriers based in the country, which has made the case that the airline industry in the country is already oversaturated, especially when it comes to low-cost carriers. These concerns also do not factor in the added competition from foreign low-cost carriers operating flights to and from their home countries to South Korea. So while they may have their business licenses, there is still that trepidation that the odds of future success for these 3 airlines are very slim. One or all three of these airlines might cease operations within the next few years. Along with competing with the established airlines of South Korea, the new carriers will face the challenge from the domestic market with South Korea's high-speed rail, the KTX, which would allow travelers to connect other cities within South Korea such as Cheongju and Yangyang. Meanwhile, for Air Premia, which has set its sights for the long-haul market, the potential model that we could see this airline operate as would be similar to how AirAsia's long-haul arm, AirAsia X, operates, and it fills a void of a long-haul low-cost market out of Seoul. It will have to heed the lessons of Norwegian and AirAsia in their own pursuits of long-haul travel and the failure of WOW Air, and convert it for the Korean audience. Low-cost carriers usually thrive on domestic and routes within 4 or 5 hours. Anything longer would require additional comfort features which Air Premia would have to deliver on in order to attract customers. So it would be very interesting to see the configuration and the in-flight amenities that Air Premia will be offering on its Boeing 787 aircraft. The new low-cost carriers will add to an already saturated and highly competitive low-cost travel market to and from South Korea. When considering the costs and logistics of starting an airline, it's likely the last type of business one would want to start up. This hasn't deterred these entrepreneurs from starting up new airlines to address as what they see as voids in the market, and in this case in South Korea, the low-cost travel market. Whether they succeed in tapping an untapped market that others may not see or meet what some see as an inevitable failure, the travel market and the skies over South Korea are about to get much more interesting. What are your thoughts on the chances of success or failure for these three airlines, and which of the three do you believe have the best chance of success? If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video and have a great day.